Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. Yes, finally we are unboxing the VIVO v21e. And in this video, we're not only going to be doing a camera tour and sample shots, I'm also going to be talking about the main differences between this phone and the v21 5G, which I previously did a video on. Link up here and down below. But yeah, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's unbox. v21e this time. We have the same sort of glittery box with that holo. I have here the 8GB 128GB version in diamond flare. We have the phone, but as you know, we're gonna check out what else is in the box first. We have, of course, a SIM tool, paperwork, that jelly case, power brick, USB-C charging cord, and even earphones. Right, phone time! Again, it says here that there is a proximity sensor and an ambient light sensor up top, an in-display fingerprint scanner. Vivo, you do not disappoint. Would you look at that? That is honestly one beautiful phone. That back is actually smooth. I can't deal, it's so pretty. I mean, just when you think Vivo has come up with the prettiest devices, they basically wow you with more. Obviously, I'm a fan of how extra this thing looks. It has the same sort of camera bump we saw on the v21 5G. Almost the same build and design, I think, except for this very unique design. On the right, you have volume rockers, you have the power button. Bottom gives you speaker grills, USB-C port, audio jack. Now take note that the v21 5G did not have an audio jack. On the other side, we have the SIM tool, and this is repping 2 SIM slots and a micro SD slot. And that's a pretty clean top, except for this, I think that's the mic. Right, powering this thing up, and in the meantime, a montage. Before we get to the camera tour of the VIVO v21e, let's talk a little bit about this phone as well. Two pretty phones in my hand. Here we have the VIVO v21 5G, and here the phone we just unboxed, the VIVO v21e. Now, the first main difference between the two is the thing that it runs on. The VIVO v21 5G runs on a MediaTek Dimensity 800U chip, and the VIVO v21e runs on a Snapdragon 720G. And as the title connotes, the VIVO v21 5G is 5G capable, while the VIVO v21e is not. Both very beautiful phones, but you won't be mistaking one for the other. Only the VIVO v21 5G comes in this sunset dazzle color, while only the VIVO v21e comes in this very cute diamond flare design. The VIVO v21 5G also comes in blue, while the VIVO v21e also comes in black. Another difference would be the existence of the audio port on the VIVO v21e, while the VIVO v21 5G, on the other hand, just comes with an audio dongle. Both have 6.44-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED screens, though the VIVO v21 5G reps a 90Hz display, while the VIVO v21e reps a 60Hz display. They both have the same battery capacity, flash charge capacity. They both have almost the same 3 cameras on the back, except there's no optical image stabilization on the v21e. There is EIS though. The same goes for the front-facing cameras. Good news for selfie lovers, both phones rep 44-megapixel selfie cameras with 4K capabilities, but again, only EIS is available on the v21e, and there's no dual LED selfie fill light option on the v21e either. Right, onto the camera tour. Now, since these two phones have very similar cameras, it's more or less the same except for a few things, like for example, the v21e will give you an on-screen flash if you tap fill light on under portrait mode, while the V21 5G will give you that dual LED selfie when you tap fill light on portrait mode, and then have the same on-screen flash when you tap aura under flash settings. Right, here we go. Camera tour time. So let's get on to the cameras. You have photo 1x, 2x up until 20x. And as you can see, it says enable portrait, so that's AI recognizing that there's a person over there, and it gives you the option to enable portrait, and it switches to portrait mode. Bottom right, you can switch to different lenses. So you have wide angle, you have your bokeh, you have your super macro mode, which is great for looking at like really close-up things. Up here you have flash settings, HDR settings. You have your different filters. There are different portrait light effects as well. And then you can switch size over here, and finally settings. On the right, you have video. You have 1x, 2x up until 6x. And then bottom right, you can switch to wide angle. Now up here, you have the beauty mode, and that is a very detailed one. You have flash options for your rear cameras. You have picture-in-picture mode. You can actually switch that around, as you can see, and even use your zooms. You can do dual view mode like this, and you have, what is this? Oh, different settings. So front and rear, and then dual rear. That's pretty cool. And then up here you also have the different, what is this? Ooh, art portrait. And now I'm the only thing in color in this shot. Live bokeh on video as well, and then all the different filters, and you can change the intensity. There's also an ultra stable mode and smart zoom. What does smart zoom? Ooh, look at that. So it basically picks out what it thinks is the most important crop, and then when you video, it saves just that part of the screen. And then under settings, you have remove mole feature. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off. I like my moles. And then we can do video up until 4K. Under more, you have high resolution, which is basically using the 64 megapixel main camera, because as we all know, phones use their main cameras to pixel bin photos to make smaller but better photos. But when you tap this mode, this means it shoots 64 megapixel photos. You also have a pano mode, a live mode, a slow-mo mode. Can you zoom in or out? Yes! 1x and 2x, there is a flash option, and you can also do 120 or 240 FPS. It seems you can only do 120 with 1080 though. If you switch to 240, it switches to 720p. Then we have time-lapse mode. That also has a zoom, no wide. Wait, no, there is a wide. You can do this, and then it uses the wide to do the time lapse. Plus, there are different auto settings up until 960x, which is perfect for moving stars in the sky. So from traffic to moving stars in the sky, you have options for. You have a pro mode, and it allows you to do 1x, 2x, up until 10x. Finally, there are AR stickers, which are pretty cute, and the dock mode, which allows you to scan documents, pretty useful. And then we move on to the other side on portrait mode. And can we zoom in or out here? No, we cannot. And here we have style, which are sort of like filters, and you can toggle intensity on there. Hey, I like this fashion. It's named fashion. You have beauty modes. You have that really cute pose mode on VIVO's, and then you have the adjustable bokeh, so that goes from 16 to 0.95. I usually do 2. That's my sweet spot. So this is really cute when you're in the right background. It sort of makes little shapes in the background. It's nice. And then up here, HDR settings, backlight HDR, different portrait light effect, different filters, photo size. Ooh, there's a movie mode. They just make everything look a little more cinematic. And then you have a night mode. Can you do zoom? No. But you can switch to your super wide angle. Ooh, my feet look weird in that angle. Let's turn it off. You also have a tripod mode, different size settings, ooh, and different night mode styles. So I am assuming that these filters are the ones that fit for night mode scenes better. On to the selfie stuff. So hey, so there is a night mode selfie, no zooming in or out. There is a beauty mode on here. You can do flash settings. Well, okay, there's no LED fill light on this phone, unlike on the V21 5G, but there is, like I mentioned earlier, that fill light option. You have different sizes up here, you have different settings here, and also, did I mention beauty mode? Yes, I think I did mention already. Portrait mode, no zoom. Ooh, there is, you can do 2x, and then you can switch different styles. For each style, you can also toggle makeup intensity. You have again your beauty mode, different poses, and then bokeh from 16 to 1. Interestingly, I'm not finding the same makeup looks that I tried out on the VIVO V21 5G, ones that only do the makeup without the filters, but yeah, you can add makeup through these filters, I guess. And then up here, flash settings, HDR settings, you have different filters still and different portrait light effects. You have different sizes and you have photo. So on photo, you can zoom up until 2x, 1x. There are no beauty modes on here, only on the portrait mode. You have flash settings, HDR, filter, size, and finally, video. So you can do dual screen from here. There are different filters on here. And then there's what they call steady face. So like you don't blur out your face when you're walking and talking and shooting. There's also a live beauty mode on video on here. Plus, you can shoot in 4K. Finally, we are back onto more and we've already done this. So right now, it's time for some sample shots. That was our first look at the VIVO V21e. All details I know on pricing and availability, I'll link in the description box below. Of course, this is just our first look and camera tour, so if you want to be seeing a camera vlog test or a social media test, let me know. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's isadoes_ on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And on TikTok, I answer your questions real time, so I'll see you there. Until next time. By the way, you guys, merch is going on sale, so I'll put the link in the description if you want to cop this standards tee. Bye!